The morning after I buried my only son, I came home to find my belongings scattered across the front lawn. My daughter-in-law stood in the doorway, arms crossed, smirking. "Time to move on, Mom. This isn't your house anymore." I didn't argue. I didn't cry. Because while she was tossing out furniture, I was holding something far more valuable. A secret clause in my son's will, one that gave me more than just rights to the house. It gave me the power to take everything back. I've never been one for drama. But cross me, and I won't just cry. I'll fight back. Life taught me that lesson when I became a widow at 28, raising Daniel alone after a drunk driver took his father. My boy was my whole world. Worked double shifts as an ER nurse so he could go to college. Skipped meals so he'd never feel poor. Then he brought Anna home, all shy smiles and downcast eyes. "Be kind," I told myself. "She's family now." I should have seen the signs. The way her grip tightened on his arm when he hugged me too long. How she forgot to invite me to their courthouse wedding. But when Daniel got his diagnosis, none of that mattered. I sold my apartment, moved into their spare room, and became Lily's full-time grandma, while Anna played the grieving wife on Instagram. For 2 years, I was their unpaid maid, nurse, and babysitter. Then the day after the funeral, I found my suitcase on the lawn, my photo albums rained on, and Anna sipping iced coffee in my kitchen. "You've overstayed your welcome," she said, dangling Lily's custody papers like a trophy. That's when I stopped seeing red and started seeing opportunity, because buried in my son's medical files was a secret even Anna didn't know. And by the time she realizes what's coming, it'll be too late to beg for mercy. At first, I blamed grief. Anna had just lost her husband. I told myself, she's hurting, she's overwhelmed, give her space. But then, space turned into silence. One morning, I made Lily's favorite pancakes. Anna looked at them like they were poison. "Too much sugar," she muttered, snatching the plate before Lily could take a bite. Then came the locked door. Their bedroom, Daniel's bedroom, suddenly off limits. "I need privacy," she said, eyes cold. But I caught a glimpse inside once, and saw candlelit photos of him like some performance piece for the internet. She started forgetting to tell me about school events. I'd find out from Lily, "Oh, Mommy said you were busy." And that's when the bedtime stories stopped. Lily used to beg for one more story, one more hug. Now she'd glance nervously toward the hallway, then shake her head. "She says you make me weak," Lily whispered once. That broke something deep in me. Then came the mail. One envelope addressed to Anna slipped open by accident. Inside, a real estate flyer, highlighted, circled in red, 3-bedroom condo, no mother-in-law suite in sight. I held it in my hand and realized she wasn't just grieving, she was erasing me, one memory, one routine, one piece of paper at a time. And yet, I stayed, because I had nowhere else to go, because Lily still ran to me when she scraped her knee, because I kept hoping Daniel had left something behind, some proof he knew what she was capable of. Then one night I heard her on the phone, behind the bathroom door, whispering fast. "No, she still hasn't left. But don't worry, I'm handling it. The will, she has no idea what's in it." That was the moment I stopped feeling afraid, because if she thought I was clueless, she clearly forgot who raised Daniel, and she had no idea what I'd already found hidden in his nightstand. I should have left the night I heard her on the phone. But hope is a stubborn thing, and grief makes fools of us all. I spent the next few days pretending not to know. I smiled, cleaned, played with Lily like nothing had changed, but I started noticing more calculations in Anna's behavior. She wasn't waiting for me to leave. She was setting the stage to push me out. It all came to a head on a Sunday morning, the same Sunday Daniel used to make us waffles, play jazz from his old record player, and tell Lily silly stories about the Waffle King. But that morning, there was no music, no smell of syrup, just silence. I walked into the kitchen and froze. My suitcase was sitting by the back door, my photo album stacked beside it, battered, damp from the morning dew, some pages curling at the edges, and on the counter, custody papers, already signed, with my name crossed out. Anna leaned against the sink, arms folded, calm as ever. "You've been helpful," she said, like I was some temp she was letting go. "But Lily needs stability. You hanging around. It's confusing her." I didn't say anything, not yet. She slid the papers toward me. "If you make this easy, maybe I'll let you see her on Christmas." That was the moment I realized she'd been planning this for months, and I'd walked right into it. I sat down, ran my hand over the custody form, then looked up and said the quietest words I've ever spoken. "You're not going to get away with this." She smirked. God, that smirk. "And what exactly are you going to do? Sue me? You've got nothing." I stood up slowly, picked up my rain-soaked photo album. "We'll see," I said, and I walked out the door without that suitcase, without looking back, because I already had something she didn't know about. In the back of Daniel's nightstand drawer, under a folder of insurance forms, was a sealed envelope. It was addressed to me, and it started with, "Mom, if you're reading this, something went wrong." I didn't sleep that night. I sat on a borrowed couch in my sister's guest room, clutching the envelope like it was oxygen. It still smelled faintly of Daniel's cologne. I didn't open it right away. I was afraid of what it might say, afraid he'd apologize for leaving me behind, afraid he'd chosen her. But when I finally unfolded the letter, I cried like I hadn't cried in years. "Mom, if Anna's reading this, stop now. This is for you, only you." He knew. He knew. He wrote about how the diagnosis changed everything, how he felt her pulling away, even before the chemo started, how some nights he'd wake up and catch her filming fake tears for her followers, how she made him feel like dying wasn't the worst part, leaving Lily with her was. And then he wrote something that stopped my heart cold. "I updated the will last month. The lawyer has the documents. I left you the house and full guardianship of Lily, if anything ever happens to me." I sat there for hours, staring at those words. Because part of me still wanted to believe Anna could change, that we could fix this for Lily's sake, that I didn't have to turn this into a war. So I tried one last time. I called her, told her I didn't want to fight, that we could talk. She sent me straight to voicemail. Then I received a text, just one sentence. "Try anything, and you'll never see Lily again." That's when something inside me clicked. I'd lost my husband. I'd lost my son. I was done losing, and I wasn't going to lose my granddaughter. I didn't scream. I didn't threaten. I didn't show up banging on her door. Instead, I made a cup of tea, because if Anna thought she was playing chess, she clearly forgot I'd been playing survival since I was 28. First, I called Daniel's lawyer, a quiet man named Harris with a memory like a steel trap. "He told me you might call," Harris said. "And yes, everything he promised you is legally binding." Within 48 hours, I had a certified copy of the updated will. The house? Mine. Lily's guardianship? Also mine, pending court approval. And tucked inside the envelope was a handwritten note Daniel had left with Harris months before he passed. "If my mother shows up with this letter, believe every word she says. Anna doesn't get the final say." I opened a new savings account, transferred the little money I had left from Daniel's life insurance. Then I hired a family attorney, a woman who'd built her entire reputation protecting grandparents in custody battles. I told her everything, and when I handed her the letter, she stopped reading halfway through and whispered, "We're going to win." But I didn't stop there. I found the real estate agent Anna had been emailing. Turns out she'd already listed Daniel's house behind my back. The sale was scheduled to close in 2 weeks. I faxed the will to the agent myself, blocked the sale within 24 hours. Anna tried to threaten legal action. I responded with one sentence. "You're selling a house you don't own." That's when she snapped. She left me 10 voicemails in a single night. Rage, denial, fake tears, bargaining. And then, silence. For 2 weeks, she vanished. But I wasn't idle. I took Lily's artwork from the walls, family photos, Daniel's letters, everything Anna had tried to erase. I documented, cataloged, and brought to court. I even reached out to one of Daniel's nurses who had witnessed Anna refusing to let Lily visit her father during his final week. She agreed to testify, and then the custody hearing date arrived. I walked into that courtroom with a leather folder, a calm heart, and the ghost of my son walking beside me. Anna showed up 15 minutes late, in full makeup, holding Lily's hand like a prize she hadn't earned. She didn't even glance at me, but I looked her dead in the eyes and thought, "You have no idea what's coming next." The courtroom was cold, not just from the air conditioning, but from the weight of everything unsaid. Anna sat across from me, all pearls and posture, like this was just another brand deal she needed to win. But the judge saw right through it. My lawyer laid everything out: Daniel's will, the letter, the testimony from the nurse, even screenshots of Anna's public posts showing her partying days after Daniel's death while I was bathing Lily and paying bills. Then came the turning point. The judge turned to Anna and asked one question. "Why did you not disclose the will?" She stammered, blamed grief, said I manipulated Daniel. But then Lily, sweet, 7-year-old Lily, looked up from her coloring book and said, loud enough for the room to hear, "Grandma makes me feel safe. Mommy just makes videos." Anna's face cracked for the first time. Within 15 minutes, the ruling was clear. Custody awarded to me. Anna granted supervised visitation, pending psychological evaluation, and the house permanently transferred to my name. She didn't cry, she didn't yell, she just stood up, adjusted her coat, and walked out, without saying goodbye to her daughter. And Lily? She ran into my arms. For the first time in months, I felt like I could breathe. But this wasn't a happy ending. Not entirely, because no ruling could bring Daniel back. No signature could undo the nights I held myself together just for Lily's sake. Still, justice was served. And Anna? She tried to post about it later, paint herself as the victim. But the internet didn't buy it. And sponsors? They vanished faster than her crocodile tears. A week later, Lily asked if we could bake Waffle King breakfast, like Daddy used to. We did. And afterward, as I tucked her in, she whispered, "You're not just my grandma. You're my safe place." That broke me in the best way. People say time heals everything. But time doesn't heal what you refuse to face. Time didn't protect me. Truth did. Love did. I used to think being strong meant staying silent, enduring quietly, smiling when it hurt. But sometimes, strength is choosing to fight, even when you're tired, even when the world tells you to sit down and stay out of it. I didn't want revenge. I wanted my granddaughter to grow up knowing what love actually looks like. Not filtered, not fake, not conditional. I still miss Daniel every single day. His voice, his laugh, his terrible jokes. But when Lily laughs now, when she runs barefoot through the hallway he built, I know a piece of him stayed. And maybe that's all any of us can hope for in the end. That love outlives us. That the ones we protect remember who we really were. Because sometimes surviving is the legacy.